Okay, so as in the last video, we have discussed about the atom and its structure. Initially, we got to know that atom is an indivisible particle, which was a Dalton theory. However, in recent theory, we got to know that atom is divisible particle and it is further divided into three smaller ones, which are also known as fundamental particles. So the first one was electron, second was proton and neutron. And then we discuss about their positions in the atom. Alright, and we discuss about the structure of the atom too. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the atom combination. When atoms combine together, what they do form. So there are two types of atom combination. Let's make. There are two types of atoms combination. Two types of atoms combination. The first one is on physical basis. It is on physical basis, or you can say association. Physical association. And the second one is on chemical association. Chemical association. Chemical association. Now see, when same type of atom combine together, not chemically, however physically. For example, I have two atoms of hydrogens and these are combined together physically, not chemically. Means there is an attraction between their charges. So here we have attraction between the charges, not between the electrons. So here we have attraction between the charges. So when there is an attraction between the charges of the atoms and they are combined together in the physical association. So there we need to call these both atoms as element. When two atoms combine together physically, there is an attraction between their charges, they form the element. Alright, so element is nothing but it is the combination of two same type of atom and they are combined together on the physical association. There is an attraction in the charges, not between the electrons. So in the chemical association, there is the there is the attraction between their electrons. So here for example, I have two atoms again, and now there is an attraction between their electrons. They are combined together on the chemical association. There is an attraction between their electrons. Means there is an attraction between their electrons and they are combined on the chemical association. Then they will gonna form molecule. So now what is difference between element and molecule? Element is the combination of atom, molecule is the combination of atom as well. But element is the combination of atoms which are joined together on the physical association. Means there is not attraction between their electrons. However, molecule is the combination of atoms as well, and those both are joined together by the chemical association. Means there is an attraction between their electrons. So this is basically the difference between electron and molecule. Now this molecule can either be made with the same type of atom or it can be made with the different atoms as well. So here either they will be made by the different type of atom or same. Okay, here we are going with different atoms. And they can be made with the same type of atoms as well. Same atoms. So when different type of atom combine together, they form molecule as well. For example, I have two atoms. Alright, I have two atoms. For example, the one is of hydrogen, and another is of chlorine. The one is of an hydrogen and another is of chlorine. So when they both combine together, and remember, there would be a chemical association. As we know that when atoms combine together on the chemical association, they form molecule. So there would be attraction between their electrons. Then it would be a chemical association. So when both these atoms, one of hydrogen and another of chlorine, combine together on the chemical association, they form hydrogen chloride. Which is basically a molecular compound. Which is what? It is a molecular compound. So when different type of atom combine together on the form of chemical association, they form molecular compound. However, when same type of atom combine together on the chemical association, for example, the one is of nitrogen. Now here we need to take same type of atom. As you can see here, same atoms. So another is of hydrogen as well. Now there will be an attraction between their electrons, alright, and there would be a chemical association. Then they will gonna form a molecular element. And here the molecular element would be what? It would be nitrogen gas. N2. Alright, N2. So what is the difference between a molecular element and a simple element? In the simple element, atoms combine together on the physical association, means there is not attraction between their electrons. However, in the molecular element, there is an attraction between their electrons and they are combined on the chemical association. That's why they are known as molecular atom. However, molecular element. However, they are formed with the same type of atom too. However, there is only a difference of chemical association. There in the simple element, there is a physical association. However, in the molecular element, there is a chemical association. Now let's talk about their bonds. As we know that molecule is always made with non-metal plus non-metal. And whenever non-metal and non-metal, there is an attraction between non-metal and non-metal, it forms the covalent bond. However, if you have one metal and another is non-metal, so there would be ionic bond. For example, I have potassium iodide, Ki. K is for potassium, and this is iodide. So we know that potassium is metal, and iodide is non-metallic atom, or you can say non-metal. So whenever metal and non-metal combine together, they form ionic bond. So whenever non-metal and non-metal combine together, they form covalent bond, and whenever metal and non-metal combine together, they form ionic bond. Alright, so now let's see what is the bond in the organic molecules. So we are starting with carbohydrates first. So let's take carbohydrate of, for example, C6H12O6, which we know that is the formula of glucose. So now see, carbon is a non-metal. Carbon is a non-metal. Hydrogen is a non-metal. Oxygen is a non-metal too. Non-metal. Whenever these three non-metals combine together, we know that when non-metal and non-metal, there would be attraction between non-metal and non-metal. There would be a covalent bond between them. So as you can see, these three elements are non-metals. So they will gonna form a covalent bond. Covalent bond. Covalent bond. All right, so in first organic molecule, which is basically carbohydrates, we have seen that all the atoms are non-metal. That's why there is a covalent bond between them. Let's go with proteins. Let's go with proteins. So we know that what is included in the protein? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and there is nitrogen as well because of amino acids. Alright, so this carbon is non-metal, hydrogen is non-metal, oxygen is non-metal, and nitrogen is non-metal too. So these all are non-metal, and whenever these non-metals combine together, we know that there would be a covalent bond. Covalent bond. Let's go with the last one, last organic molecule, and that is what? That is lipid. Lipids. Let's write the formula of lipids. So basically here we have CHOOCH3. Alright, so as you can see, again, carbon is a non-metal, hydrogen is a non-metal, oxygen non-metal, again carbon non-metal, and 3 hydrogens non-metal. When there is an attraction between these all non-metals, they're gonna form covalent bond. So whenever there will be attraction between non-metal and non-metal, they're gonna form covalent bond. However, if there will be metal and non-metal, there would be ionic bond. So this was all for today.